Did you know that Walt Disney himself planned on making Frozen? Going back as far as 1937, he was collaborating with the producer Samuel Goldwyn, but the two had trouble adapting the story for a modern audience. The rise of the wartime propaganda of World War II, the project was shelved. It first began thawing out about 50 years later during the Disney Renaissance. With notable Disney names, I'm sure you've probably heard of Glenn Keane and Alan Menken. Again, not very much is known about the project at this time because they didn't really get off the ground running. At the time, they were considering doing a combination of 2D and CGI animation. There was even a song for this version written, Love Can't Be Denied, written by Alan Menken. It reminds me a lot of I Won't Say I'm in Love from Hercules. This song never made it into the final film. The story would again go to the shelf when Glenn Keane went to go work on yet another amazing Disney film, Tangled. Fear not though, in the early 2000s the project would begin thawing out yet again, but this time under Pixar, not Disney. Elsa was decided to be the villain, a cold-hearted, no pun intended, sorceress. The project came to an end when Disney and Pixar's contracts weren't renewed and everybody just kind of moved on. In 2008 is when things start to get really interesting. So here we get the first people actually cast, Josh Gad being among them. He was cast in the upcoming Snow Queen 2D animated film set to come to theaters never, because it didn't happen. In this version of the story, Elsa and Anna were still not sisters, and Elsa was supposed to be more of like a dramatic Bette Midler, Amy Winehouse kind of character. The concept was shelved in 2010. But now begins the story that we've all come to know, yet you still might not recognize it. The evil Queen Elsa, after having frozen her own heart, after being so betrayed, left at the altar, seeks revenge. So with an army of snowmen, Elsa goes and kidnaps Anna at her own wedding. But the writers had kind of a hard time deciding why Elsa would even care about Anna, so they were kind of met with a roadblock again. But only one more snowflake needed to fall to change everything. Can you guess what that magical little snowflake was? I'm waiting. If you guessed it was Let It Go, then you would be correct. The song was originally composed to be Ella's villain song. Think like Poor Unfortunate Soul, or Mother Knows Best, or Be Prepared. This is why she is evil, and this is what she's looking for kind of song. But Let It Go is different. Rather than solidify her evil plans, it changed the way the production team viewed her entirely. With all this newfound sympathy for the character's loneliness and isolation, they decided to completely rewrite the film. Anna and Elsa would now be sisters, and the story would kind of revolve around this idea of an act of true love. But not in the way that we've seen in any previous Disney fairy tale. The tale would focus on the bond of sisterhood and family, rather than romantic love, going as far as to making fun of the trope, love at first sight. It just leaves me wondering, how many stories have gone untold because they couldn't fit two little pieces together perfectly. And I don't know about you guys, but I think it's a pretty good idea that they didn't let this story go. Thanks for watching.